This is the one thing that all good players seem to be doing really well, but amateurs are missing this time and time again. And I'm really excited to show you this one today, as it's already helped so many of my students play better golf. For returning viewers, thanks for tuning back into the channel, and for new viewers, welcome. I'm Harry, a golf teacher professional, posting content like this every single week to help golfers lower their scores. So if you do find that this one move I'm about to show you helps you in your downswing, I'd recommend clicking that subscribe button, as there's loads more content just like this coming out every single week. So when we take a look at these two top of the backswing positions here, what do you notice about them? What's the difference between the two there? Well, one of them, we have the trail arm very nice and connected with the body. The other one, it's very flared out and quite high at the top of the golf swing. Now the difference between these two here is literally the difference between playing really good golf and playing poor golf. Reason being, well, when we tend to see a lot of amateur golfers get to the top of their golf swings, they'll do it in a way where their trail arm functions and moves so that the arm begins to move away and gets disconnected from the body. Now what tends to happen from this point here is that although it looks okay at this takeaway position, as we begin to rotate and get this nice backswing position here, we can see there the arm is very much so flared out and very high. So if I was to switch on the body and get my body to attempt to get into the correct sequence in the downswing by starting from the lower body, getting that rotation to take place, look at what happens here. I get to the top of my golf swing and I get this rotation, and look at what happens here. Just as an exaggeration, I know, but you can see there how far behind my trail arm is. This is where the trail arm gets very stuck on the trail side of the body here, and I've got no choice here but to do one of two options. Either stop the rotation and jump out of the way, or try and lean out of the golf shot to give my arms more time to release and square up the club face before hitting the golf ball. Now those two compensations are way too much. It's so hard to time those two movements during the downswing, and that's where you're going wrong. No matter how many shots you try and stop yourself from getting stuck in the golf swing, the downswing in particular, if you are someone that's got a high flying right elbow position at the top, it's no good. You're never going to be able to get out of that position. You're never going to be able to stop yourself from getting stuck in the downswing. But there is a very simple move, a very simple method that you can practice that's going to help you make it impossible to get stuck in the downswing. So when we take a look at the good position here, this one on the screen, what you'll notice is the arm is very much so tucked in. So what's the difference there between the arm being tucked in and the arm being flared away? Well, if the arm's tucked in, I don't have to work as hard to get the club and arm working ever so slightly more out in front of my body. Getting the club set here halfway down in a great delivery position. Whereas I've got to work a lot harder to try and get my right arm in front of the body if it's very much so flared out. So arm in front of the body is the key. How do we do that? It's by keeping the trail arm connected during the backswing. So what you can do to begin with is practice just swinging up to the top of your golf swing and then just feeling like your elbow here is going to go towards your other elbow. So this position here, without moving the golf club. If the golf club moves ever so slightly and that causes the club to get a little bit flatter at the top of the golf swing, that isn't a problem at all, because when we get that flared elbow, usually what we tend to see is the club go across the line as well. So just practicing this a couple of times at the top of your golf swing, really trying to feel like you're squeezing that elbow towards the body and trying to get it to almost touch your other elbow. So trail elbow here, trying to touch the lead elbow. That there is completely changing the feeling of what it's like to get that arm in the right position at the top of the golf swing. That feel there alone is all you want to think about to get the club in the perfect position. And that's what's going to make it easier for you, so much easier to get into the slot during the downswing. So we've got to be able to get yourself into that position as we make our way from the start of the golf swing up to the top of the backswing itself. The question is though, how can we do this? Now as we build this up from the get-go, the start of the golf swing up to the backswing, I am going to be using this final putt connection band at certain stages. The reason being, it makes it so much easier for you to feel what it's like to keep that trail arm working correctly as you make your way into the backswing, and it also helps for the downswing as well. You can check this out if you want to by using the link in the description below, or you can use the QR code over on the right hand side of the screen here. I'll leave this on for the next 10 seconds for you to scan it using your phone, and you can take a look at it and see what it's all about on there. Now, from the start of the golf swing, it's so important we've got this arm set in the correct position. As I mentioned before, if the arm starts to move away from the body very quickly, this is where we start to see the arm move in a very much so internally rotated position. Well, an easy way to get us out of this straight away is by getting that arm fixed into the right position to start off with, which is where we see this more externally rotated arm position, where the elbow is facing more towards the body, butt end of the elbow facing towards the face on camera angle here. And that allows me there now for when I twist my hand over to just have that arm set in a much better, more reliable position to fold it in a way up to the takeaway where I can keep this arm connected. We don't want any of this because that leads to that flaring elbow at the top of the golf swing. Now, when I rehearse that first part, that takeaway move, making my way into the golf swing, there's two ways you can do this. First one is by just getting that feeling sensation of what this is like just using your trail arm only. So you've twisted the hand over, you've gripped onto the golf club, and you've set up like so, and you can place your other hand just on your tricep here. So as you start to move into this backswing here, all you're trying to allow to happen is for that arm to start to fold in a way where we keep this connection here. Another easy method is actually by using the connection band that I've just mentioned and practicing this using both of your arms. So this connection band just feeds through both your arms just above the elbow joints, so that when I set up to the golf ball, I've twisted my arm over, grip the golf club like so here. Now, as I make my way into that first position there, what I can feel is the band is basically pushing both of my arms, keeping them inwards as opposed to flaring them both outwards. I'm trying really hard to do that there, and there is a lot of resistance taking place. So it really encourages me on the way back to keep this trail arm, most importantly for this move, in as I make my way into that first part of the golf swing there, the takeaway. So takeaway, we're just keeping that nice and tucked in, allowing the arm to fold. Now for this next bit, as we make our way into the top of the backswing, all I'm doing is allowing that right arm there to continue slowly to fold up to the top of the golf swing. Now for some golfers, you'll find that you fold the club too much and get the hands way too close like this here. Maybe see this lead arm flexing as well. So you won't have to exaggerate this folding sensation of the right arm as much. But for those of you who have a very straight arm or flare this out, it's certainly worth exaggerating that feel and aiming to keep that elbow nice and tucked in. But as I rotate and turn into the top of the golf swing, just with that feel from the takeaway, and continuing that motion, look at where I am. I'm in that position that we identified before, the move, changing this elbow position from flared out to tucking it in. But look at what also the connection band is doing there. It's stretching, it's resisting, it's stopping me from flaring this elbow out. As I pull this inwards and try and get this elbow to touch the left, it's actually much easier. It's much easier, therefore, to keep my arms connected as I make my way into the backswing by using this training aid here. So when we come to the downswing, we're in the slot here to then make contact with the golf ball solid. But the key at the top of the golf swing is to be able to see that trail arm pretty much at a 90-degree angle. 90-degree angle at the top of the golf swing is perfect. So practicing that all in one motion, up to the top, and then just trusting that in the downswing, that arm will stay connected on the way down. That was really nice. Lovely strike. I'm hoping that draws back just a little bit more. Well, you know what? I'll take that shot. Although it's just missed the green to the right-hand side, that was a lovely hit. And using the connection band just felt like all I had to do there was just swing, and that just took care of the arm position for me. So great move there to help you get out of that stuck downswing move. And this does make it impossible to get stuck. If you focus on getting the arm in the correct position, everything tends to fall into place in the the downswing, and the final putt connection band just gives you that guarantee. So if you'd like to check out this training aid, you can use the link in the description below or use the QR code over to the right hand side of your screen. If you do go ahead and give this a try, feel free to comment down below to let me know how you get on, and why not comment as well if you'd like to see a full video on this topic but with the driver, again using the connection band and talking about how the right arm should be working as we make our way into the top of the golf swing. I'd like to see 50 comments down below for this topic, and we will get that video done for you. In the meantime, YouTube believes this video over here is the perfect one for you to watch next. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in that one over there.